Hey everyone, we're back with part 2. We want to take a closer look at 2 of the observations from part 1 and note some of the similarities and differences. Day 1. Which we're comparing with day 2. Here are the temperatures from the time we were at the water the first day. And the second day. Note the temperature measurements for day 1 and day 2. And also take a look at the change in appearance of the objects between the 2 days. Day 1, you can see the objects placed along the shoreline. Day 2, day 1 again, and day 2. Notice how the waves appear slightly calmer on day 2. Here's the viewer's perspective on day 1. Up higher, then down low. It appears you can pretty much see the objects in full. Day 2, up higher, down low. Notice how much larger the objects appear on day 2, and how the bottom of them cannot be seen. We have to raise the camera to bring the objects back into view. Take note how, as we raise the camera, the objects appear to stretch or rise up with us, indicating that these objects were there the whole time and simply hidden by a mirage. Comparing the proportions of the objects from a few feet up on day 1 and day 2, the objects are similar in size, but at the surface, they appear drastically different in size. On day 2, the objects appear much larger than day 1. It looks as though the objects are being projected or stretched down, with the bottom of the objects hidden. Here's one last look at day 1 and day 2. This is pretty consistent with what we normally observe. The occasions where we are able to see the objects in full without any apparent obstruction, the conditions are much like day 1, where there is warmer air above cooler water. Day 2, where we can't see the object in full, is what we most often witness, even on days where there is less than a 5-degree temperature difference of the air and water. Here are a few more examples of those days. As we raise up, the bottom of the objects come back into view. Raising up, On this day, we placed that same light we've used on a rock 2 inches above the waterline. But notice that as we move down to the surface, the rock and even part of the light itself appears sunken below the horizon. And it does so without drastically changing proportions. Thanks for watching. We'll have more soon.